my pick was my pick. I can't change it. Okay. I'm just telling you that the Knicks are going to win the series. I'm not changing my pick. Okay, I'm saying the Knicks are going to win the series.
Okay, so you're not going to go bragging if the Knicks win the series because that wasn't your pick.
Yeah, nah. I would I do something like that?
Yes. No, yeah, it seems like Garland's Mitchell's sort of doing him like LeBron was doing Kyrie. Like he's kind of little boying him, you know, scooping his head and stuff.
That's a great comparison. And then Maxey. Is he just a little bit overrated? Just a little bit?
You know, Derrick and Diego, we had the Chargers.
They picked wrong. Picked wrong.
My man, who you got between the Dallas Cowboys and the LA Chargers?
Cowboys.
Even though they laid an egg last week against
the
Niners.
We're going to roast some chickens. Yes, we are.
I have to admit that I actually am a fan now of the Celtics, and they are like one of my teams. So,
okay. Are they one of your teams, or are they your team? What is it? Are they your team?
Well, I feel that you can have two. I feel you can have two main teams.
You can't have two main teams.
Yes, you can. You can.
No,
you can have two.
No, you have to have one main team.
Well, I've got two main teams.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. Those are fire.
Courtesy of Pick'em Pros.
That's right.
Like and subscribe.
This is former Chicago Bear Desmond Clark. And y'all hear me on many podcasts, but when y'all hear me on Pick'em Pros, y'all know it's all about family. This ain't just business.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You know who it is. I am Derrick Thompson.
I'm Diego Thompson.
And who are we?
We're the Pick'em Pros.
We are the Pick'em Pros coming back at you in the house with a special episode of Who You Got, father-son dynamic duo coming at you, man. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, man. Getting my picks right, you know, with the Mavs winning last night. Predicted perfectly Mavs in 6. So I know people like Eris thought the Clippers were going to win, but that did not happen.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You doing okay, man. I am beating you so far. We've got the Knicks. We're gonna talk about that.
That was my bad. That was my only bad pick of the series.
Okay,
the Knicks.
Only bad pick. Okay, we're gonna have to get into that. The Knicks. We've got the Suns, Timberwolves. We'll get into that. We get into many
Suns, Timberwolves.
Yeah, Suns.
We already talked about it. They swept them.
Yeah, but that was one I got right though.
Well, we don't care. We already.
We don't care about that. Okay, we're moving on from that.
We don't care.
All right. Well, hey, we're father-son dynamic duo, Derrick and Diego Thompson. Thanks for checking us out. Like and subscribe. Tell everybody about us here. So again, we talk about football, basketball, also talk boxing, and we're going to get into that later today. All right. So yeah, I tell you what, hold on just 1 second. 1 second. We got to pause just one moment. Got something just popped up. So those watching, just hang with us tight for 1 quick second. All right. All right. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are back on air. Thanks for hanging with us here. All right. So we again are going to talk boxing today. We've got special guest Jae Edwards, a professional boxer, local. He's going to talk to us about the Tyson Paul fight.
Mhm.
So we've been on record with Jake Paul. Feel like Tyson, man, 58. Can he actually fight with these young guys? But Jay, we got a professional that's going to set us straight on that. We're going to talk about Darvin Ham being the fall guy from the Lakers. We got a lot to talk about on that. The Clippers, their offseason moves, what can they do? We've got the West playoffs, all the matchups. In less than an hour here, we've got the Minnesota Timberwolves are about to go to battle with the Denver Nuggets. So we can't wait for that game. So that's why we're starting a little early today, so we can get out the way so you can watch that game. And then we're going to cover all the Eastern Conference matchups. So, all right, man, you ready to get into it?
Yep, ready to get into it.
All right, cool. So, and leave your comments. We're filming live here. So if you're listening to the podcast later, we're filming live, but go ahead and drop your comments and we will address them and bring them up as we get to the end of each segment. So go ahead and drop those in if you're checking us out on YouTube. If you're watching us on Instagram, you have to join us on YouTube in order for us to pull your comment up. All right. Well, let's get into it, man. So let's go to our first topic here with Darvin Ham. Man, being the fall guy in my opinion, they've gone through like 6 coaches in the last 13 years with the Lakers.
Yeah.
And LeBron over his career has just cycled through coaches like mad. What's your take on this, man?
Yeah, well, did end up being the fall guy. I think he was unfairly the fall guy because I mean, when you go on runs, then you just run out of gas because you're old. Against one of the best, arguably the best team in the NBA.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the coach's fault. LeBron turned the ball over on his foot. Like that's things like a coach can't really change. So. Right. I think it was more roster issues and the fact they're playing arguably the best team in the league. So, yeah, I don't think it was Darvin Ham's fault.
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked to have seen them give Ham another chance, give him another year. I think the writing was on the wall clearly when AD said what he said in the presser the other day. But and that's disappointing, man, because with all the injuries that AD has had, and as much as they've stood by him, for him to throw Ham under the bus like that was disappointing and surprising. So just not too thrilled about that. But man, with the Lakers, it's interesting because I was thinking about LeBron's legacy, AD's legacy, right? How AD, he was starting to be put into that bracket of superstar, hasn't won a title, can't get over the hump. And then LeBron was stuck on 3. And then, going to the Lakers, there was a lot of questions about, is he going there to just do movies? Is he serious about playing basketball? And that bubble championship really kind of quieted a lot of that noise. So you can't put AD in that bracket of superstar without a championship.
He did technically get a championship.
Right. Well, hey, hey, he technically got it, but again, you could argue that's because of COVID.
Yeah,
right?
I think it was because AD, well, in that year and or years around that time, he kept getting injured around that time, and then it was just 82 games in the playoffs. But in that year, you had the long break, and then he was able to go in healthy. So
Well, hey, COVID had many, many negatives, but COVID helped a few people for sure. It helped Amazon. Right. It helped Zoom, and it helped LeBron and AD. I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah, that's true.
It may have helped LeBron and AD more than both of those. So that's a trip. All right. Well, hey, so since he's fired, then who are they going to hire? Who are they going to replace Darvin Ham with?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Coaches, like there's really no one on the market currently that's I think better than him. I think they're trying to get Ty Lue, but he's also looking to extend with the Clippers possibly. So he could do that, and JJ Redick possible, but possible a candidate.
Oh gosh,
even though that's LeBron's podcast guy, so maybe just wants to have someone just say LeBron's great and it's never his fault. Just have someone to say that to. But
That'll be crazy. That'd be crazy if it's JJ Redick.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you've got, Budenholzer. I don't think he would be a good fit with that team. I think he's a great coach. I don't think he should have been fired from Milwaukee. But maybe they go after him. Mark Jackson, you're starting to hear his name. But the problem with the Lakers is they want to control who the rest of your coaching staff is. That's not going to fly with Mark Jackson. So their list is very limited. I mean, unless you're going to get a Coach Spoelstra, which is not going to happen, or a Ty Lue, like you said, there's not really any coaches out there that I feel are going to come in and do a better job than Ham. So that's definitely unfortunate. So before we close this and go into the Clippers, we've got a couple of comments here. All right. Hey, Silas, what's up, guys? Yeah, good to see you, man. Silas representing Canada, and has had some great takes lately. So in Silas, we're going to have Silas on with us next week. So very excited to have Silas on. That's one of the things that separates this show, is that we actually let our subscribers come on with us and have shows with us. So another reason to like and subscribe and be a part of our community. We also have contests. We have a shoe giveaway for the NBA bracket challenge that we have. We have a shoe giveaway for March Madness, all of that. So more and more reasons to join us. And then Josh, hey, Josh, yes. Josh, always go back and forth with you. How you doing, my man? Thank you. Keep giving us your takes throughout the show here. So let's see, Silas. LeBron has been blaming coaches his entire year. Yeah, Silas. He his entire career. And another part of that is, we're going to get into this with the Clippers with our next topic. LeBron, although all-time great, some people have him greatest, some have him second greatest. On 99% of people's list, he's one or two, but he's clearly past his prime.
Yeah.
And guys like that are past their prime, you can't pay them max money. You can't pay them max money because you're going to have max production.
Yeah.
What I mean? But he has said that he's not taking anything less than the max. So they're always going to have flawed rosters. They're always going to have flawed rosters. So although I definitely blame the GM, like Silas said, but a lot of the money is they're top heavy. Yeah, and they're always going to be top heavy on a LeBron James roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta work with that.
For sure. All right. Well, hey, let's get into our next topic. Thanks for the comments. We really appreciate that. Let's get into the Clippers. I'm excited to talk about this one because we had a fairly controversial post on social. It was a clip from our show last week when we talked about the Los Angeles Clippers making a big mistake by signing Kawhi Leonard. And I made the comment specifically that, they should have known better. That especially the fact of the behavior change of, being a guy that was going for max money all his career and, all the other side stuff that's, been suggested with Uncle Dennis and all of that, to then all of a sudden want to take less money. I thought that was a red flag that he was going to have injuries, throughout, that he knew something was wrong with that knee. Well, anyway, there were some Clipper fans that didn't like that too much, right? So got to go back and forth with them in a fun way. But so we decided, in the spirit of those Clipper fans that think it's still a good idea, even after being eliminated, still think it's a good idea to have Kawhi and have stars that are washed on their team and pay them max money just because they're moving into this new stadium. We said, okay, you know what? Let's help them actually get some more washed stars that they can have on their roster.
Yeah. Right? So, So with me, I have a few guys that they could possibly pick up this offseason. Pay max money that could help fill their stadium and sell a bunch of their new jerseys and everything. So first, I got Clay and Draymond.
Yes.
Clay and Draymond.
Yes. Those are
Clay.
great
with
pickups.
Coming off his spectacular performance against the Kings. There's 0 for 10. Draymond, of course, throw a few punches here and there.
Oh, that's a great. And hold on, let me stop you on that. That's a great list. And it's funny because, but again, players that in true Clipper fan fashion, players that you can still make excuses for,
Mm.
right? You can still make it. They're on the fringe, but you can still make excuses
Yeah.
of, well, you know what? They might come back and have a better year. So,
Mm.
okay,
Yep,
but
you
good.
have that. You
Great
got
list.
Chris
Great
Middleton,
list.
who played well
Yep,
in the
Middleton's
series
a good
against
one.
the Pacers.
Yep.
But he's
Yep.
had his injury history,
Yep.
and I think he'd be perfect for that.
Yep, but
for
perfect.
Clippers. Then,
Yes.
Last person, I got Blake Griffin. I know he's in retirement right now, but he announced his retirement. But I think if they pay him the max deal, he
Yes.
would be happy to come back and play for them. Might sell a few jerseys.
Yeah. Since all you care about is filling the Intuit Dome, okay, and signing washed players, that is a fantastic list, especially Blake Griffin. So that's definitely who you should go for. Clipper Nation, do that, and hey, you can once again lose in the first round. All right, so let's go to our man Silas with his take here. And by opinion, the Clippers need to make some trades or total rebuilding. Yes, Silas, absolutely. To be serious for a minute, yes, they clearly need to make some trades, rebuild. But again, they have that excuse of, we're moving into this, this stadium. It's like, look, okay, it's a brand new stadium. All right,
yeah,
it's in
LA. I mean.
Fans are going to come out the first few years anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have to sit here and sign a whole bunch of bad contracts.
Especially if you see like Wembanyama and Curry on like people go play the Clippers.
Exactly.
Fans going to want to go see them.
Exactly. So come on. That's ridiculous. And hold on, Instagram, we can't pull this up, but a great comment by Club 305. Poker Sports. It said, "How about Embiid?" The Clippers do need a center. Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Shout out to you, my man. Yep, good one. And then hold on, we have some more comments. Josh, let's see. Here we go. I think they need to trade Leonard and PG-13. Think they should rebuild too. Yeah, definitely. Some sensible response. So this is making me feel better. You know what I'm saying? I was starting to think I was crazy by some of the delusional Clipper fans. Clippers need to get Beal, perfect max player. Yes. See, Silas, you tracking with us. Yes. That is such a good one.
Yep.
Bradley Beal, and
Perfect fit.
Good one. There you go. Perfect. There you go. That's great. See, you're rolling with us.
Oh yeah.
And Club 305 Poker Sports said Embiid is not winning the championship on the Sixers. Yeah, it's bad. I do feel bad for Embiid. There's he's always facing something in the playoffs. And he's fighting through. To his credit, he's fighting through it, and the players can't help getting hurt. So we're not coming at it from that perspective. We're coming at it from a GM perspective, meaning, okay, if you see that, then you need to be aware enough and manage the team accordingly. That's where we're coming at. So we're not taking shots at the players, but it's more from a management perspective, how they need to manage that situation. So, all right, great comments. Love it. So let's let's get into, take that one off here. Let's get into the West and get into some of these matches, because I can't wait to talk about the Timberwolves, Nuggets. We're about to play here in a little bit, in about 40 minutes. Can't wait to talk about that one. So let's definitely get into it. All right, man. So Wolves, Nuggets. So we both, just for the record, before the playoffs, picked the Nuggets to go to the finals. So we picked that, as I think most people picked the Nuggets to go to the finals in the West. And then some, like myself, picked them to win the championship. You picked the Celtics. But Club 305, we're going to talk about who's going to win tonight here now. So man. So, but we know you picked the Nuggets to begin with. Are you sticking with that pick, or do you think the Wolves are gonna actually steal the series?
I'm definitely sticking with the with the Nuggets. I have them going to the finals still. But I do think it's going to be a 7-game series actually. Because of Ant-Man and the way Minnesota's roster is constructed, which Gobert can guard Jokic, and then they got Cat, and then point guard, and of course Ant-Man. So I'm going with Minnesota. No, not Minnesota. I'm going with the Denver tonight, and Denver to win the series. So,
Denver. Well, tonight, Denver tonight, and to win the series. Oh man! All right, Club 305. Man, I was on with Denver, but I'm switching my pick. I'm going Minnesota. I think Ant-Man has arrived. We're going to talk about Ant-Man in a minute. I love this roster. I've been on Minnesota for a couple years. So when Minnesota won the play-in and got into the playoffs, you could see the talent then. I said, oh, my goodness, they are coming. And I think they would have beaten, if they had better coaching a couple of years ago, they would have beaten Memphis and gotten past that because they were like blowing them out every single game. But they were taking awful shots. They fixed the shot selection. The GM has done a magnificent job. He picked up a true point guard. They've got Conley, so he's running the point. The defense and wing players that they lost in that Gobert trade, they were able to recover from that. So now they fixed that. And they have Gobert, and you've got Cat. And the beautiful thing is because it was like, okay, they're not going to be able to keep both of these guys on the court. But, oh, my goodness, you saw with Phoenix they could because Cat can move his feet a little bit. He can clearly shoot the three. He was up there checking KD for a lot of plays. So yeah, I really, really love this roster. I love this team. I like what they have going on. And man, hey, I'm jumping on the bandwagon semi early. I'm going against my pick. I'm going Denver. So,
okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
you said you're going Denver.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. That's a little slip. Thanks for catching that. No, I'm going Minnesota. I'm going Minnesota. All right. So hey,
are you sure? I don't know. you can already see. You can already see it happening.
So hey, let's get into some of these comments, and then we're going to dive into Ant-Man a little more specifically. So let's go into these comments here. So first, Silas out of Canada said, "Yep, MJ's son is about to dominate." Ant Edwards, yes, and you, Silas, were the first one. You kind of peeped us to Ant being MJ's son, so we had to steal that today in our post on Instagram. So appreciate that idea there. Yes. So, and then we have Silas also. Nuggets are sadly going to beat the Timberwolves. Okay. Hey, they are the defending champions. They're the favorites, you know, but yeah, man, Minnesota's just, oh my goodness, they are on their way. Let's see. Josh said the Wolves will shock Denver in 6. Okay. Said they'll shock them in 6 games. We've got Silas says he agrees with Diego. Very hard matchup for Denver. Denver in 7. Okay. Hey, am not mad at that at all.
Oh yeah.
And then okay, Ant-Man. Josh says Ant-Man will score 34 points tonight. Yeah, I think he definitely does. Although Denver, great defensive team, they have size. You know, they've got you know, Gordon. They've got Porter.
Porter and Jokic.
Yeah. So I mean, come on, they are the defending champs. They have the experience. But it's just going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah, be a good series.
I cannot wait to see this. And then my man Club 305 said Timberwolves in 6. All right, cool. Yep. Yes. Oh, and he also said, just made us realize Cat can be a good matchup for Jokic. Yeah, we'll see. Definitely excited to see that, how that plays out. All right. So hey, let's talk a little more about Ant-Man's coming on the scene, starting to. You know, people are starting to recognize what he can do. A lot of folks thought that it was a little too much hype, but if you sit and watch him, I think many people are starting to get on the train, including myself. What's your take? And then I'll go. And then again, flood us with your comments on this.
Well, and he's a great player. Like he proved to me, like last year in the playoffs when they were a little banged up in the first round against the Nuggets. In the first round last year, how they were able to get a game. And Ant-Man was averaging like 35 in that series. That showed me that he was like really arriving as one of like an all-star caliber player.
Yeah.
Then this year I'm seeing that he's a true superstar player and could possibly be best player of the league one day.
Yeah.
So he's great.
Yeah, he's must-see TV, you know, with you know, myself being, you know, the age I am now, I don't, you know, hey, if this was so late, I'm not going to stay up and see the entire game, right? You know, just to be real. But, man, Ant-Man is a whole nother level. He's one that closeout game on Sunday night, I believe it was, Sunday or Monday, whenever that was. I had to see every second of that game. I had to see it. I was on the edge of my seat. It was just riveting, and I haven't really felt that in a while for an individual player. You know, I felt that for teams. You know, you've got the Celtics that are just fun to watch and, you know, other teams like that. But as far as an individual player, he's extremely captivating, has the charisma. His shoe, to be an Adidas shoe, is like, I think the number one shoe now. That's huge, just from a marketability standpoint.
That's cool.
But I love his game. He has the killer instinct, plays both sides of the court, has the mid-range game, can shoot the three, is a defender, just, can't say enough good things. So yeah, really, really excited about what Ant-Man is doing here. And I've got a comparison for you. I think this is something that will compare to last year. Do you remember how last year when with the Joker, everybody knew the Joker was talented, but they didn't know quite how good he was because, he was in Denver.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't see his games last year. And the Denver folks were even saying, like, they couldn't wait for the playoffs because they're like, the rest of the world is finally really going to see just how good Joker is and what we see every night. And ever since the finals last year, now nobody argues Joker's talent. Like, he's the undisputed number one player in the NBA.
Yeah, I think if the Timberwolves win the championship somehow this year, I think Ant probably is the best player right now, 22.
Yeah, and I think regardless of the championship, I just think he's going to do enough to where he'll fully be on the scene, to where even more of the casual fan that hasn't seen him yet, but has seen a lot of the hype. I think a lot of the casual fans will truly understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I'm excited about this. I think it's really going to put him on another level. All right. So let's get into our comments before we get to the next series. We're going to talk about Dallas. We got to talk about Dallas and OKC. But let's see here. So my man Silas said Ant is legit. Top 2 shooting guard in the league. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And then see, Silas also said, knew about Joker a long time. Always beating up on my Warriors. Yep. Definitely. Great comments there. All right. Well, let's get to the next series here. Let's get to the OKC Thunder and the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks were able to finish off the Clippers in 6 last night. Thunder swept the New Orleans Pelicans. So the Thunder, number 1 seed, flying under the radar as that number 1 seed. And now they have the Mavs. What's going to happen with this one, Diego?
Yeah,
tell us in the comments too.
I did predict Dallas to win in 6 against the Clippers. No, got the Luka on right now.
Let's see the number, man. We can't see. Mike's blocking. Okay.
77.
All right.
77 Luka.
Okay.
But I'm going with the Thunder to win the series. I picked Dallas originally to win this series in the bracket, but I think Thunder are going to pull it out because like the way the Dallas is winning these games, like they're against the Clippers in the games they didn't have Kawhi, and but except for the one game where they didn't have Kawhi, game 5, where they just blew out the Clippers. But in the other games, the Clippers got off to big leads, like 20, 30 points, and then they kind of run out of gas, and Dallas will have to come back and end up lose by a couple points. But I think the Thunder, if they get out to that big lead, Dallas isn't coming back because they're young and they're always gonna have the energy to play the whole game.
Yes.
And even though Dallas is gonna show up and Luka and Kyrie are gonna shoot lights out, I still think it won't be enough to come back from a big deficit if they get down by a lot early.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I did pick this from the beginning. I picked the OKC Thunder to go to the Western Conference Finals. I had the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Dallas Mavericks matching up. Love Dallas, family in Dallas, love the city and everything and the team, but they are inconsistent throughout the game. They have their offensive lulls through the game for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And that's not going to fly with OKC.
Yeah, no.
Because OKC plays great defense throughout. Your guy Dort is probably going to be on Luka.
Yeah.
And he's going to give him all he wants.
Yeah.
And Luka's this is going to have to be a Kyrie series, right? Because Luka can't sit there and just dominate the ball and then shoot step back threes. They're going to have to get Kyrie involved and get him involved from the beginning. And I don't think they're going to do that. They're not going to be disciplined.
Kyrie's been having big second halves in every single game, but I think if Luka has a couple of days to get healthy, I think if he gets fully healthy, and they'll have a good shot though to win the series.
Yeah. So I've got the Thunder in 6, That's what I have for this one. But yeah, let us know. Give us your comment. Let's pull up some comments on this one. It's going to be a great series. So let's see here. We've got my man Josh. It's going to be a good series. Thunder 6 games. Yep, definitely Thunder in 6 games. And then let's see. Solid says series is going to be crazy. Really tough matchup for the Thunder. Think the Mavs might upset. Okay, yep. And then Club 305 also thinks the Mavs gets it in 7. Are more experienced, and they are more experienced. But I just feel like, again, they're a little too up and down. The stuff that they were able to get away with the Clippers, they're not going to be able to get away with that with the Thunder.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the difference with this particular series. So excited about that. All right. So let's get to our next topic here. Let's get down to, oh man, Knicks Pacers. So we've got the next round here, man. Brunson did his thing.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Josh Hart did his thing as well. Hart, yeah, man. So we're gonna have to get you a Josh Hart and a Brunson jersey for sure. Because there was a little bit of hating going on from my man Diego.
Well, I say Jalen Brunson did prove me wrong. I admit that he's a great player. Now, like, he just went crazy in that series, dropping 40 points in the last 3 games, like a lot of assists. Like, he proved me that he's a really good player. Hart, not some. I still feel the way I do about Hart. He did shoot well from 3 the first 2 games.
Yeah,
and he made one big 3 in Game 6.
That was a
but
huge
look at
3.
everything in between. He was awful from 3. And Brunson it was like hot potatoes. Like all his teammates were giving Brunson the ball every time, and just saying, "Carry us, please."
But to Hart's credit, though, even though he didn't shoot as well, games 3 through 5. He was a beast on the boards, gave them a lot of crucial possessions, and was also a beast on defense. So definitely have to give him credit for that. And then he shot out of his mind games 1 and 2, and then had that huge dagger 3 to end the series. So yeah, that was perfect, man. So,
anybody on the roster makes that 3.
You got to get that hate out your heart, man. You're doing like Desmond Clark. Shout out to Des from the Bears, who joins us through the NFL season. Got to get that out, man. All right. But yeah, tell us what's up, everybody, from the Knicks Pacers. What's going to happen here? Is anybody taking the Pacers? Is anybody taking the Pacers, or is the Knicks just going to run away with this?
I'm not taking the Pacers. I know that.
You got the Knicks in how many games?
Knicks in 6, 5. I haven't really thought about that.
Okay. All right.
6, 5.
I've got the Knicks in 5. I'm saying it, my chest out, confident. Knicks in this in 5.
I mean, I do think the Knicks have problems still. Like the way they blew that lead against the Sixers in Game 5 to close it out.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think 5. I'll say 5 like you.
Okay. All right. So here, let's see what everybody else thinks here before we then get to the Cavs. We got to talk Cavs. Magic got that Game 7 tomorrow. So let's see. Let me get to the right comment here. See, I think this is the next one. Silas, Knicks in 5-6. 5 or 6. Knicks will dominate and prove they are elite. Yes, I agree. Hey, we got our man Jae Edwards in the background. Professional boxer, gonna tell us what's up with the Mike Tyson Tyson Paul fight. So he's in the background waiting on us. So Jay, we're gonna get to you in just a couple of minutes. So we're almost ready for you. All right. So can't wait to talk about that with him. All right. So let's see. Next one, Josh. Also, New York is winning in 6 games. Brunson was unstoppable. Yeah, Brunson was unstoppable.
Yeah, he was
in that Philly series. He was good. So Diego officially is giving Brunson his props.
Giving Brunson his praise.
Yes. So we can mark that one off the board. We're still got to get you a Brunson jersey.
No, that's too far.
Has not come around on Josh Hart quite yet, but hey, who knows? After this next series, we may have to get him to finally come around on that.
Nope, that won't be happening.
Josh said Knicks are going to run away with this. Yes, absolutely. Knicks are definitely going to run away with this. And let's look at some of our IG comments here on the other screen. Club 305 said Knicks win this series for sure. He said he thinks the Pacers should win by a long margin, but the series is going to be rigged. nah, man. I don't know about that one, my man. I agree with everything else, but I don't know about that one, my man. Let's see. James the Bird and my man said Knicks winning it all. Yeah, I think they definitely get that. All right. So we got one more game to talk about, and then we're gonna bring Jay on. So we got Jay in the background, so we can get into this Tyson fight here. See, no, it's funny. That's the thing about Tyson. No matter who he's fighting, it's the Tyson fight. You know what I mean? That's just what it's called. It doesn't matter who he's fighting. It's the Tyson fight. You know what I mean?
Good for him.
All right. So let's go to Cavs Magic. Okay, so Josh's Cavs are going into Game 7. Shout out to Josh, man. So Josh representing Cleveland, goes to the games and whatnot. So big shout out to him. I know he'll be on the edge of his seat for this matchup tomorrow. The home team has won every one, but the Magic have been more convincing at home.
It played really good, even in Game 5.
Right
in Cleveland, they lost by 1 point.
Yeah. So the games in Cleveland, at least the more recent games, have been close. So this can absolutely go either way. Let's get your take, and everybody chime in and give us your take on this game. What's going to happen with this?
Well, I had the Cavs winning originally, but I think the Magic are going to pull it off. Ooh. The way they've looked in the last 3 games, Mitchell scored 50 points last night.
Okay.
The Cavs in total scored 96.
Okay.
So he scored the majority of their points. No one else could score. Jared Allen is out. He was out for the last game. He might miss this next game.
Okay.
And I think the Magic have found their stride, and they've gotten used to the playoff feel, and they're fearless.
Okay. Hey, I'm sticking with the Cavs. I picked the Cavs in 7 initially, and plug, when that happens, I will be number 1 in our NBA bracket challenge. So I just want to plug that. So again, some of you that might be watching us for the first time, that's one of the things that separates Pick 'em Pros, is that we're not a gambling show. It's a family-friendly show where you can, for free, just enter all of our contests, pick games, because everyone wants to, pick who they think is going to win. But for us, you can win prizes without having to put any money in. All right, so that's one of the real cool things about what we have going on. But it looks like I'm going to win my own contest. Because,
I got my guy Paulo in Orlando, Duke. So
yeah, but yeah, I've got the Cavs pulling this out. The Orlando's tough. They are huge. They are definitely, a team for the future. But this is where the experience may come in. Mitchell has been in these situations many times. He's going to be absolutely unstoppable tomorrow, and that's going to be the key. Can the Magic, rise to the occasion? That crowd is going to be crazy. That's probably one of the better crowds. So Josh can speak to that. So yeah, I think they definitely pull this out, but it should be a really good game. I hate that it's a 1:00 Eastern game. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's the only game tomorrow. Why is it like, are we disrespecting the Cavs and Magic that much where we're putting the game on at 1 and there's no other game on?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's happening.
Man, that is crazy. That's wild. So cool. All right. So hey, we do have one more thing to chat about before we bring Jay on. We got to talk about the Celtics real quick. So that was one last topic. So let's hit Boston Celtics, and then Jay will bring you on in just a minute here. So chime in on this one. We've got some IG comments. Club 305 again said the Knicks buying their way to the finals. Said Cavs without a doubt, and then Cavs winning the series, and then we've got our other guy, Dope Mafa, said that Magic win in the 4th quarter. Okay. All right. So we're split. We're split across the board with that. All right. But let's talk about the Boston Celtics. So they took a bad loss against the Miami Heat culture there. It was so typical, that Game 2 loss, because they, coming off the big win. Heat were coming off the bad loss. It was like a 14.5 point. They were a 14.5 point underdog, the Heat were, and they ended up winning the game. And a lot of people, including myself, got down on the Celtics after that game. But since then, they've blown the Heat out 3 straight games, closed that series out, and now, they're starting to feel good again. So Are they back on track? Do you still feel good about your prediction of the Celtics winning the championship?
I feel great about the Celtics winning the championship. I never thought they were really they're really off track.
Okay.
But I never thought they're off track, and just even like the way they play without Porzingis, with Al Horford playing, then Cornette getting more minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm confident with them. I'm really confident.
You're confident in them. So yeah, I mean, I think the Celtics get to the finals. I think the East is watered down as it was back in the day. So, they've got a very favorable matchup, playing the Cavs or the Magic. I don't think anybody thinks either one of those teams are going to beat the Celtics.
Sweep alert.
And then possibly. And then they'll play the Knicks or Pacers. And neither one of those teams have enough firepower to match up with the Celtics. So they should pretty much, but we know how the Celtics can do. They should cruise to the finals. Now, what the Celtics have possibly in their favor is that whoever comes out of the West is going to have a much tougher road.
Yeah.
Whoever comes out of the West, are they going to beat up? Are they going to suffer perhaps a key injury for playing a few extra games?
I think if it's the Nuggets possibly could if they play them, because Murray's already a little banged up.
Yeah. So that and again, Celtics plenty talented enough to beat anybody at full strength. So that's certainly the case. But the Celtics may benefit from that Western team coming out being a little weak. So very curious to see what happens there. Let's mention our comments, and then we're going to bring Jay on here. So let's hit our final comments. So we've got, let's see, Josh. Oh, back to the Cavs. If they win tomorrow, Mitchell goes off again. Garland needs to step up. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely have to stop. Wagner, Pablo, absolutely. Cavs Arena is incredible. Yeah. You can just tell by television, especially in the LeBron days, that seems to be a really great environment for a game.
LeBron anymore.
For sure. But they got Mitch. Hey, Mitchell's going to do his thing. I think Mitchell.
I think he'll do his thing, but I don't think anybody else.
Mitchell scores at least 40 tomorrow. Absolutely. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. And then last comment here, it's going to be a tight game between Celtics and Knicks. That's from IG. From my guy Dope Mom for 28. All right. Well, hey, we're about to get into this fight. So we got to get to the man of the hour here, my man Jae Edwards, great friend. He's a great person to talk about this fight because he's about Mike Tyson's age, right? But you would never know it because he just stays in impeccable shape. So can't wait to talk about him, talk about this fight, what he's got going on. So with our last, 10 minutes here or so of the show before you get on and watch the Timberwolves Nuggets game, let's talk about this Tyson Paul fight that's been sanctioned with our guy Jae Edwards. So, hey, let's bring our guy on. Jae, man, welcome.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, doing good, man. Good to see you, my man.
All right, good to see you and Diego. How's it going, Diego?
Good.
Right. Good.
Yeah. So, man, last time we saw you in person, we were actually, at the gym with you a couple years ago. Diego was there. You had, you were working with him a little bit. I wish I pulled that clip. Should have pulled that clip, pulled that up a little bit, man. But yeah, man, you, been fighting, and I'm sure all your life, fought, amateur, pro. And again, you've been one of those fighters that, always stays in shape like a Mayweather. You know what I mean? You always stay in fight shape. And so I'm quite sure, even though Tyson is 58, and Paul is, there's a huge, difference. I think this is the biggest gap in age ever of any professional fight that's ever happened. And Paul does have power. I think there's no denying that Paul has power. You, though, I'm sure still think that Mike Tyson's going to be able to pull this out.
Yes, because of pugilism. A lot of times you don't hear the term pugilism. Mike came back into boxing, if everybody remembers. I think it was a little before the pandemic or a little after. And he fought Roy Jones. And Mike Tyson referred to himself as, I'm a beginner, because Roy never stopped. He kept on boxing for a while, and he was still relevant and he was still active. He was fighting a lot in Russia. Mike hadn't been fighting, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, about 15 years. And a friend of his got him to go back in the gym, told him, say, hey, if you can't do this, you need to start back working out. And so Mike got back into working out. He put that time in, got his weight down. They ended up fighting. Now, Mike, before he even got in boxing, he was dangerous, period. For boxers at that, they had to really put it on him because he was just naturally strong. Right. So now him getting into becoming one of the greatest fighters that ever did it in heavyweight division, he has a high percentage rate of knockouts. It's in the high 90 percentile of knockouts and in few seconds, of fighters that he fought. And then towards the end when he fought, he admitted he was fighting because he got offered money, and he really wasn't training. Right. So the longer you give Mike to train, the more dangerous he's going to be. And he has the experience. He's been on that level. Roy Jones was on that level, even when he fought him in that I guess they called it an exhibition. Right. And he gave Roy problems. He gave Roy some serious problems. Roy could barely talk after the fight. Mike was fine. Mike was getting hit everywhere. He was getting hit in the face. Roy was getting away from him and everything. From the body shots that Mike threw at Roy was wincing at the end of that fight when when it came for them to talk to them afterwards. So pugilism is a hardening of the body and a tolerance that you build up from training properly in boxing. Now we all know Mike Tyson knows how to practice properly. I've seen some of Jake Paul's training and things of that nature. Jake Paul is I just saw something earlier before getting on with you that Jake Paul claims that Mike Tyson wanted this to be a pro fight, and that's how it got sanctioned. And he said, since Mike wants this to be a pro fight, I'm going all out. He said there's no holding back. So that's what he said. So if there's no holding back, all right. Mike is good at not holding back. So if that's true, that's what I just heard. That's what the latest is. Mike is dangerous when he doesn't train. And the longer you give Tyson to train, the more dangerous he's going to be. So Tyson, when he started his day one, it was about a month ago, and he was already in shape. Yeah. And so Jake Paul is not on that level. Roy was on that level, and he gave Roy problems. I mean, hurt. Yeah. So Paul hasn't fought anybody remotely like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson knows what he's doing. So if you're hoping Mike gets tired, and the way Jake Paul punches, it's not that impressive. Yes, he can knock somebody out. He's knocked people out who's not used to getting hit, who weren't in boxing. So it takes a certain amount of time. He's been practicing. He's been training. He, to my understanding, he was also getting trained by what's his name? There was a former champion that was training him for a little bit. His name escapes me right now at the moment. But he was learning properly, and he's been training seriously as a boxer. He just hasn't been fighting real boxers. He fought. You fight a real boxer, it's going to be very, very different. So Mike Tyson, even though he's been out, even his age is not a fact. I'm dangerous right now. Yeah. Mike Tyson is about 1 year older than me. I'll be 57 in September. He's 58. Okay. Mike Tyson, I'm dangerous right now. Yeah. I still train every day. I never stopped since I retired. I still box. I've still been, I still stay in the gym sparring. I did my run today. So you build up a tolerance from doing all of those things. So this fight isn't due to kick off, I think, until July, right? Yeah. It's about July 20. And we got a couple questions we want to ask you too. Okay. So just to dive into you. So, man, just what does it take? I want to dive into a little bit just for the audience here about what it takes to become a professional, boxer and whatnot. So, for you are what you about 56, 57 now? I'm 56 right now. Okay, 56 now. When did you retire? I retired as soon as the pandemic ended. Okay, it's a couple years ago. So, and then so like now you said you got your run in and whatnot. When do you get up
and start to like what's the ritual? What type of discipline do you have, and what's the ritual of a professional boxer?
So initially, a lot of people like kind of disrespect the sport of boxing. Like even with these, people that's coming out YouTube, they want to box and all that, and it's all about numbers and money now. But to become a boxer, you got to go through everything just like anybody else. Just like with football, you don't just start when you get grown to play football. That's very rare. You have to start as an amateur. You have to put your time in. There's a lot to learn. Boxing is very hard. It's not just throwing your left and right arm. You have to condition yourself. And it takes time to be able to fight on the level that Jake Paul is going to be fighting on, because it's still going to be a level, because Mike Tyson has the knowledge. They're banking on age and youth. It's about natural law of physics more so right here, because Mike Tyson has his motor skills. So first off, when I first started boxing, I got hold of the old coaches. They had us running minimally. You start off 2 miles a day to build up your bone density. Your bone density changes from running every day. You run like 5 days a week during the week, 2 miles as an amateur. And then on the weekends, we would go into the mountains and we would run like about 5 miles up in the mountains. You run the longer miles, and you would do that the whole year. You don't take off like other sports. No, you do that all the time as an amateur, and you can fight frequently as an amateur as well. You're always constantly doing this. So your body's building up while you're doing all this. Is a tolerance. You building up. So there's 52 weeks in a year. So if you keep training like this, you train like this day in, day out, you become a pugilist, which is hardened. Right. So you have a higher tolerance than regular people. You hit differently than regular people. You hit harder. Boxers are freakishly, the ones who train properly, they hit freakishly hard. Yeah. And then there's a natural law of physics that applies. Then there's also pressure points. For the greatest boxers, they learn about the pressure points. You can end the fight quicker if you're not a headhunter. That's where body shots, you hitting that liver. The liver wasn't designed to get hit. So that's why Mayweather, he'll keep that right hand up no matter what type of shape you're in. If you get hit in that liver, you going down, it's hard to get up within that count span. Right. So that's just in the morning. That's probably starting 5 a.m. in the morning. You go and do your run. You try to do that 2 miles in like 15 minutes or better. Wow. You try to go under that. Ooh. And you try to do that every day, so it goes quick. Then whatever you got to do during the day, if you got to go to work as an amateur, you go to work, whatever, get off. My lifestyle was I got off work by 5. I was in the gym, 5:30 in the gym. I'm weighing myself, seeing what my weight is. Because you're going to be, when you work out like that every day, your weight is going to be what it turns out to be from doing all the boxing training. Okay. It's not whatever it is. Right. If you weigh 170, that's not what you're going to fight at. You're going to fight at when you're training rigorously. That's what's going to be your weight. And at that time, I would get down as low as 139. And I normally weighed back then, I was weighing about 155 to 159, but in shape, 139, but you couldn't tell the difference. You thought I made like 160. Some people, because it's all
you're not short either. So
no, it's all muscle. I was wearing 139 at this height. I'm 5'10".
Dang.
So 139. And then when you go into the gym, you have you go in there, you shadow box for a couple of rounds. And we train by the bell. Everything we do is 3 minutes, and then it was a minute, now it's 30 seconds. And some people, they're like, you're not going less than 30 seconds. I don't train anybody less than 30 seconds. You get a 30-second break. In a real fight, you get a minute. Right. A minute rest. Okay. So if you train at 30 seconds and then you got Mayweather's camp, sometimes they skip, they keep going. That's going to make you better. So once you get in that round and you got a whole minute, that seems like almost a year to you, because your body's used to recovering in 30 seconds, or you used to recovering like after you've done like 10 minutes straight. Yeah. So you're not going to get tired. It's not about getting tired. So then after shadow boxing, ring generalship, moving around, footwork in the ring. Guys don't like doing that today. They just want to hit. They want to fight right now. But that's what gets your footwork together. You got to get your ring generalship, moving around, being light on your feet, on your toes. Then there's jump rope. Jump rope. If you want to do stamina and endurance, you jump rope.
Okay.
You know, the way I train right now, if I got to fight, I train championship rounds now. If I got to do 12 rounds, everything I got to do, I got to be able to do it 36 minutes straight. So that meaning when I train now, I'm jumping 36 minutes straight because I need to be able to do it. So if I don't have to do it, I'm fresh.
Yeah.
I need to be able to punch for 36 minutes straight, hard and fast. That's the way I train. I don't know how everybody else train. That's the way I train. So I don't get tired. When I get in the ring, I'm ready to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Jay, you got me fired up, man. You got me ready to. I'm ready to go out and fight, okay, man. I'm about to come out of retirement, man.
But Mike is worse. Mike is worse, man. You know what I'm saying? And so this is not a joke. If they really gonna do this a pro and this all out, you know, I believe that Mike is gonna take him out like he's supposed to. I think Mike is gonna take him out early. If Mike is serious, and I don't know any way Mike is gonna be. If they're calling this a pro bout, there is no holding back.
No,
there's no holding back. So if there's no holding back, 2 minutes ain't gonna make no difference for Mike. Mike's fights, most of his fights have ended. He still has the capacity to knock you out in 30 seconds.
Oh yeah. I mean, with the power, no.
And he has his motor skills. Look how fast he's moving fast.
Yeah.
To be 50, you said he's 58.
He'll be 58 by the time I think he's 57 now, but his birthday's in July.
Did you see how fast he's moving?
Yeah.
Did you see how fast he's moving? That man's moving fast.
Now is the video sped up at all? Is that
no?
It's not.
No. I mean, I move just as fast as Mike. What you mean? And I'm 57. It's just a number, man. You know. If Jake Paul had been through, Jake Paul hasn't been in long enough to fight on that level.
Okay.
He's been messing around with lesser fighters. You can't do that. If you want to get better, you got to fight people that's for real, like real boxers. He hasn't been fighting real boxers. He's been fighting, you know, people that just was talking. And you see what happens with talking. You got to put the work in. You can't go in there. Nah, you ain't gonna beat Mike easy. You got to put that work in. And I'm saying some stuff that I see Jake Paul doing right now that Mike Tyson will. With the knowledge Mike has, he'll take advantage of it. Yeah, because I see some stuff that Jake Paul is doing right now that's not correct.
I think Diego had a question. You had a question for Jake?
Yeah. You said Tyson's gonna knock Paul out, but you think Jake Paul has any shot of knocking Tyson out?
No, I don't. To be honest, I don't. The way he's punching, I'm looking at the way he's punching. Mike can take shots. You know, even at the age, you can take a shot. I got hit by a dude who was 230 pounds. He was amateur. It hurt, but you know, it's a mental thing. Mike has that mental too. And if Mike is training properly, Mike will he should. With Jake Paul and the level Jake Paul is, if Mike has been training as long as I think he has, he's that pugilist. He'll walk through Jake Paul.
We got two final questions for you here, Jay, before we get out, because we got to close the show today. So you said that he's not punching right. Explain to us, and then we got one follow-up question. What specifically is Jake Paul doing or not doing when he's punching?
I saw the one thing that I did see, which was surprising to me, was how he was jabbing. He was throwing his jab, and he kept lifting his front foot up and stepping down while he jabbed. That's not the way you jab. You're supposed to step forward. You're not supposed to like stomp down. He was like stomping down, and hopefully that'll be corrected when he fights Mike. Because if he does that, Mike can just walk right through him, because that's not going to have power. Your power comes from you stepping forward, not stepping down. His weight is going down on that front toe, and he's off balance when he's doing that.
Okay. That's the sweet. That's
the natural law of physics right there.
Yeah, that's the sweet science. But that's why it's great to hear from professional standpoint. We're definitely gonna have you on again. So we've got to go way deeper into this. One final question. We're gonna end on this. On more of a different note. Is there any fight party? Because again, we got a lot of young people watching here that don't know about this. Is there any fight party like a Tyson fight party?
A Tyson fight party?
Yes. Mike Tyson fight party. A lot of people try to have fight parties for other fighters and whatnot, but Tyson's known, or not him having a fight, but it seems like when Tyson fights, people get so excited they have their best parties. They have legendary. I know people right now are already planning their parties for the Tyson fight. It's just something about a Tyson fight, man.
Right. People are looking to see, they love Mike. They're looking to see, they're hopeful and they're hoping he does the best, and they're looking for what they used to seeing is that knockout, and they want him to shut Jake Paul up, and I think that's what he's going to do. You know what I'm saying? I think that's going to happen. Like I said, if it's what they say it is, because you know how they do, like advertising. You got to advertise and you got to sell the fight. So
right.
We'll see what's what when fights go down. Sometimes it could be hyped up to a whole lot of stuff, and we don't know what's in the contract. But my prediction is if it's real and it goes down like the way they say it's gonna go down, I got Mike stopping Jake Paul. I don't foresee Jake Paul stopping Mike at all, because Mike's mentality, Jake Paul has not seen what Mike has seen. He doesn't have that mindset that Mike has. Mike has that killer mindset anyway, no matter what. And if he's been trying, like I said, he's been training for a while. His body looks great. As long as he's healthy physically, he's dangerous.
Okay.
And Jake Paul, I don't foresee him being comfortable with that type of heat coming at him. And he's definitely not no Roy Jones. He's not no Roy Jones.
Nah.
His ring generalship is not that great either. You can't just straighten that up in a few months. And you can't go from being a C fighter to a top fighter that's gonna knock out Mike Tyson.
You've got it as a first round knockout.
I believe he's gonna stop him. The ref will probably stop him. If he gets a good shot in, he'll be night. He'll be asleep.
Okay. All right.
Unless Mike just want to get some work. I can see Mike working with him for a little while and then do something. But Mike, that's not Mike's MO. Mike's MO is to go in there and get you out of there.
Yeah.
So I say, if Mike's coming steaming like he does, man, I say Jake doesn't get out the first round.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, we're going to end on that, man. We're going to end on that. Well, hey, appreciate you being on here. We will absolutely talk to you more about this as it gets closer and we get more into the hype of the fight and whatnot. We'll definitely have to dive a little deeper with this, but we really
and I'll be looking at some video to see what's going on behind the scenes and everything, and But the Mike I know, Mike, like I said, Mike is dangerous. He's fast. He's sharp. You see him on the mitts. Mitt work. I will say this: mitt work is not what's going to get you in shape. But from looking at him on the mitts, I don't see him getting tired from the time that he does do that. That little bit that he does on the mitts, if he does that to Jake, it's over.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, we got to end the show on that, man. But hey, great to have you on, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks, my man.
All right. Take care, y'all.
All right. That was our guy Jay, man. He told us, gave us some more of the, specifics about the fight there. So that was great to hear more of the insight. Yeah. Some of the things that he sees that Jake is doing wrong with that jab specifically. So great to see. All right. Well, hey man, you ready for this fight?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Or the fight between the basketball game, the Wolves and the Wolves and Nuggets. So really excited about that. So hey, we're gonna check that out. Shout out to you, Josh. Thanks for checking us out. So appreciate that for the good work. And then you also think that Tyson is gonna beat Paul. So we appreciate that. All right. Well, hey, appreciate you guys. We're gonna get on out the way we do. Until then, Pick 'em Pros. We'll see you next time. Later. Thank you.
Survive.